All right, welcome back, good people. This video I'm titling Social Development in Adulthood. Now, as you know, this week's videos, the theme is about self. It's about personal development. It's about emotional understanding of how you handle situations. And this one is about the social development in adulthood. We require a growth process that helps us to be stronger as we get older, right? When you start out as an infant, then you go to a toddler, then you go to a adolescent, then you go to the teenage stages, I guess, and then you become an adult, right? That's the normal process. There's a lot of nurturing going on there. And I know this doesn't have anything to do with business, right? But my other field of expertise is personal development, right? I also like to share information about that. So that's why I'm on this tangent this week about personal development, because I've been doing quite a bit of research this week, and when I run across some really good tips, I like to share that with my different audiences. Like I'll share this same content with my podcast audience on Monday. I do podcasts on Monday, every Monday, no exceptions, right? I've done podcasts. This is my 218th podcast I'll be doing coming up on Monday. And that's consistently every Monday for 218 Mondays. Now do the math on that. 52 weeks in a year. This is going to be podcast 218. No misses, right? That is the type of consistency I'm talking about you'll need to bring to grow your system. Are you willing? Because the beauty of it is I can do it all from home. And it takes about this long because I have a system set up. See, when you create systems, you can step back and put other people in those systems and the systems can continue to run. It's not required that you be there, right? That's called a business. See, business is nothing more than a series of systems put together for an outcome, to create an outcome. That outcome is the end result, the product, the finished product. That's what you want. When you look at building a car has a lot of people putting certain things in different places, right? Tires, motor, doors, all those people are skilled in one facet of building that car, but one person won't be able to do the whole car. It takes different systems to bring what they offer to put that car together. And at the end of the assembly line, you have a finished product, which is called a car, right? Which you can sell to a lot of people. So that's what you want to do when you think about creating your business, your online business especially. You're creating content, you're creating value, you're growing an audience of people that begin to know, like, and trust you, right? Based on the information that you're sharing. You're not really, every time they see you, you're not asking for money, right? Every time they see you, you're not misleading them. You're guiding them on a path that helps them. Now, will you be able to help everybody? Nope. Should you? Nope. Because everything is not for everybody. Which is why you need to identify who you are, where you would like to go. And you have to know you to do that, right? You have to understand why you procrastinate. You have to understand why you don't follow through when you say you're going to follow through. Why don't you do that when you know you can? Why wouldn't you do that? But you want the end result. You want the car, but you don't want to put the doors on it, or you don't want to put the tires on it. But you want to say you built the car, or you are building the car, but you don't want to do what's necessary to complete the car, right? The same thing with life. When you think about life is a process. It's over time that you become who you are. It doesn't happen from day 1 or day 15 or year 15. It takes a lifetime, right? So think about that when you're talking about growing your business. It needs to be something that, one, you enjoy. Because if you don't enjoy it, it's going to be just like going to work. And if you have a job that you don't like going to work. Even though they pay you money, they may pay you a lot of money. But if you don't like it, you don't like it. And for you to have to spend 8-10 hours a day there, that'll bring your self-esteem down. That'll bring the way you feel about you down. That'll change the way your drive and your enthusiasm is in life, right? It'll alter that because we have to be in line with what we enjoy to excel. Because if we don't enjoy what we're doing, what we'll do is just enough of what's required to keep from getting fired, right? And that's it. No more. We won't come up with any more creative ideas. We won't come up with any more spending time with it. No, we're not concerned about that. All I want to do is, it requires X number of products in one day. That's what I want to do. Because that's all they expect. So I give them that, they give me a check. I give them that, they give me a check. There's really no growth in that, right? Especially for you. Now, they're making money. The system, the company, the owners, right? They're making money, but they're not having to be there to create the product. They have you there to create the product. So they're making money. And they're using their money and your effort to grow something else, right? That's how business works. When you generate a system, when you create a system like this one, and you start to make $10,000 or $15,000 a year, you have to put that money someplace. Where are you putting that money? Right? You have to put that money someplace because of the taxes that you have to pay on that money. You have to understand that from that perspective. It's just not by making money. You have to be wise enough or continue learning so that you know where you need to put that money so that you're taxed the least. Or you know the entity that you need to have set up so that it benefits you the most for tax purposes, right? That's the way it works. That's a little bit farther than I want to take you. But getting back to social development in adulthood. Okay, what are the stages of social development in adulthood that impact our personalities and make us the people we are? The transition of a child to an adolescent and then to an adult is accompanied by a lot of changes in the personal, physical, emotional, and social domain. The transition from a child to an adolescent is defined by the search of an individual identity and the perception of oneself in relation to society. Adolescents often find themselves asking questions such as, who am I and where am I going? At a stage where they are allowed to make certain decisions on their own, adolescents are likely to start experimenting with their behavior and may engage in activities that help them discover their roles and identities. Adolescents may also face conflict with adults and those in society as they develop unique ideologies regarding various domains. Adolescents also discover their their sexual identity at this age and are willing to explore areas that will help them discover their sexuality. This stage is also marked by the need for adolescents to fit in to a particular norm or type due to peer pressure in the process of discovering themselves. Certain traits of the adolescent continue into this stage as these young adults try to fit into the roles they desire or are seeking to fit into. This is a stage where young adults seek partners but also fear rejection and an attack on their egos, which is when they tend to start feeling isolated. Their main fears revolve around their doubts about ever being wanted by someone or that they may have to spend their lives alone. During the middle years of this stage, however, young adults are keen on meeting people and establishing a solid group of friends as well as a network that will boost their careers. It is also during these years that young adults more or less find these identities and are willing to enter committed relationships. Once identities have been established, marriage and close relationships are entered into. The emotional bonds that develop can ask for sacrifices and other demands. The biggest social contribution of an adult in this stage is to help the growth and development of the subsequent generation. This is done by starting and raising a family, which then leads to a sense of accomplishment. So you see how that process kind of elevated, and that's what I wanted you to take from that. There are things that you experience on different levels, and I know you knew that, but if you're raising a child or you're having association with a child, it's important that you understand where they are with that, because you're actually someone that they're bouncing different abilities off of too. They're kind of watching you, kind of mirroring some of the things you do and say, and then when they get with their peers, then they will bring that with them, right? So you want to kind of be in control of you too, right? When you're having to develop someone else, or a young adult, or the like, right? All right. I hope you enjoyed that video. My name is Larry James. My company is Speak with Larry, and I'll see you on the final video, which is the video of quotes. You remember, it's a new segment I created, always the 5th video of my process, and that's how creative you can be. You can put in what you want to put in, when you want to put it in, and it changes the whole dynamics, and it makes things a lot easier for you, right? Because it does for me.